Welcome to GHOSTWATCH2016, the show where we watch Kamen Rider Ghost. I'm Coriander Dickinson, and I've watched quite a bit of Kamen Rider.
I'm Heather Deary. I've seen some Sentai, but no Kamen Rider.
I'm Kate Stark, and I've seen none of this, any of what they're speaking about.
This is episode 2, Electric Attack, the King of Invention.
There's an opening this time.
Yeah, there was a whole opening credit sequence.
We got a theme song and some stuff happen where Takeru is flying through the sky,
With
all happy-like.
And
his
jackets.
Glittery.
jackets, and he's sparkly, and there's feathers, and they show us images of his friends and loved ones while he's having a grand old time in the sky.
He
Yep.
was reminiscent of Tinkerbell, is what I thought. Right at
Yeah.
the beginning, because he was all glittery and he had that glitter dust around him.
Very upbeat song about people being by his side and souls burning bright because you can only live once. Tears of joy. I wrote down some lyrics, but
Yeah, at one point, there's a scene where he is in a black void, and there's the eye symbol on the ground, and he is dancing upon it in the Kamen Rider Ghost gear. And in the background, a series of silhouettes pan by.
One of those silhouettes, I mean, they're mostly Japanese
Yeah.
icons, I guess.
Heroes.
Heroes, I should say, yes, because icons mean something different
And
in this
one
show.
of them sticks out a little.
One of them's a bit different, and that one is Thomas Edison?
Correct.
That was confusing.
turns out
We'll get to that later.
you were confused by opening sequences during the show, Kate.
Yeah, because there wasn't an opening credit sequence in episode 1. Now, I don't know why.
Oftentimes, with Japanese series, they won't show an opening for the first episode because it's just come out of production and they don't really have any footage or time to film the intro beforehand.
You'll see this with the ending sequences too in anime, where they just haven't had time to animate it, so they use clips from the first episode. I don't think they did that here.
Although there were clips from the episode we just watched, like the dinosaur jumping from building to building.
Yeah.
So it comes in a couple episodes in generally.
Sometimes they got everything together and they're super awesome and cool and have an OP for the first episode.
And
but
this was not one of those
This was not
shows.
one of those shows.
Then there was a bit of a recap of what happened in last week's ep.
Yeah, they just go over quickly what happened. They tend to do this throughout all episodes because it's a TV show. So if you
It's
missed an
weekly.
episode, you're not missing out on some weird thing that happened if you didn't catch last week's.
And a lot of weird things happen in this show.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of weird things. This episode especially. So we open in the temple.
We're back at the temple.
There's an odd kind of game show music playing in the background.
That's probably just part of the general soundtrack of the series.
Amazing.
We see the monk first. He's super into
Super
helping.
jazzed about
Yeah.
the calendar.
He's making a calendar, making a date. He's very go-getter. I'm gonna help. Taco time.
Yeah, he's trying to plan basically week by week, day by day of how many icons they need to get. Because they have 95 days left, he said?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's like, by this day we're going to get 90. By this day we're going to have, or this is 90 days left. This is 85 days left. We're going to have this many icons by this day.
He set some goals there.
And then we've got Akari, who is a little more concerned, potentially, but also, scientifically curious about what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, should Taco Time go to the hospital because he keeps vanishing magically? Should she take the icon away from him and maybe take it apart to see how it works?
She does take it and holds a magnifying glass up to it and basically gets it ripped out of her hands.
Because he said it's basically his body now.
Yeah,
So-
it's his soul inside.
I wonder if it works
of
like
this.
the seeds in Madoka.
Oh, I hope not.
That would be super spoopy.
So as we discussed last time as well, Taco's emotions play into him.
Yeah, and they're
Ghosting.
like, they've got one on each arm, they're tearing him apart, so he just pops out.
They both are like, I know what I would do.
And he screams, just leave me alone. And then he disappears.
And he runs downstairs and tries to get information out of Sage, who is sitting down there under an adorable looking kotatsu with a stupid bowl cut wig.
Yep, and his like old man glasses.
Old man glasses. He's reading the hero book. He's got some mandarin oranges on the go.
There's all these stuffed animals behind him.
Lots of stuffed animals. And remember, this is down in the weird, like, half temple, half dad's old science lab.
Giant rock pond.
Lily pads.
But, like, throughout the
Monolith.
whole... like, I know that's where we first see the stuffed animals, but throughout the entire episode, there were stuffed animals in the background, like, everywhere.
Yeah. But he sits down and he has this basically heart-to-heart with Gramps or Sage. Same person.
Yeah, he questions him, and the sage ends up telling him that if he wants to know about the heroic spirits, he's going to need 3 things.
Well, if he wants to get the icons.
Yeah.
There's 3 steps for getting an icon. One of them is an object connected with the spirit, which makes sense with the Musashi's sword guard that he had before.
Mm-hmm.
A connection to the spirit.
Yeah, somebody who has a close connection to the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was just taco time in the first episode.
And he can't make all the spirits himself.
Yeah. So he has to find a person as well.
Yeah. And then he needs to draw the eye symbol in the air,
Mm-hmm.
doing the gesture stuff.
And then bing bong, bing bong, bing.
Yeah.
Riddle solved. I was told that is a pretty stereotypical "you've won a contest" sound in Japan.
You answered correct. You won a contest.
And
you win
Gramps
the prize.
is very excited and goes bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing.
Yeah.
So that was exciting. And then Taco, out of nowhere, just turns around and goes, "Wait, what about this monolith that's been sitting in my house that my dad showed a lot of interest in?
Eye symbol.
Do you think it has any connection to anything?"
My dad's been studying this for a whole month or something, and
And then he turns to Gramps and says, "Hey, do you think there's any questioning, or any connection?" And Gramps just says, "Like, I don't know."
I don't know. And then
Shruggies, and literally that's it.
yeah. It clearly does.
Obviously it does, but Gramps is just like, "Oh, IDK, Shruggies, bye."
And right away, Onari comes running down the stairs, priest dude, and he's looking for Taco Time in the exact location that he would look first.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Taco Time collide, because Gramps says something, and Taco Time loses his focus.
I think
and pops
Gramps
back into reality.
Gramps says he might know who the next one
Right.
is, and then Taco Time gets excited and he pops back into reality, running into Onari on his way to kind of try to talk to Gramps.
Gramps also seems like a bit of a trickster.
Yeah.
He seems like he likes a good riddle, and he likes messing with people, so he was kind of messing with Monk Friend.
Yeah, he walked up behind him and then blew into his ear essentially, which
With
they
Green smoke.
movie magic. And then the monk was just like, "I've had an epiphany. I know how we'll find them." And then he like runs upstairs and away.
Then Gramps has another riddle for Taco.
Who
Invented the light bulb, I believe it was.
Something pretty
Yeah,
simple.
who invented the light bulb? And there were like a couple other inventions. I think
That's
he
the
mentioned.
only thing that we needed. That's the only information.
Oh yeah, we
needed
didn't
to
need
make that.
we didn't
leap.
need the
And
rest.
then, boom, Thomas Edison. Historical trivia wipes across the screen, saying he was the king of invention. And we get some nice information on Thomas Edison. Even though Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb. Let's just move on beyond that.
I think they clarified that later in the episode and just made it so that he adapted the incandescent light bulb for home use. I think was like the way they put it, so that it could be commercially viable.
It covered up their mistakes. And then Gramps literally frolics away into...
No, he asks him how he knows it's Thomas Edison, and then he's like, "I can just sense it." And then he like flounces through the wall.
Yeah, he just pieces
he
out.
skips. It's
He
great.
skips.
It's really great show of character personality with that.
Oh, right. And then Taco Time opens the hero book, because it's just in his hand, and flips to the page that has Thomas Edison on it for some reason. And he's labeled as Thomas Edison, the Indomitable King of Invention.
With this awesome drawing of him holding up a light bulb.
And pointing at it like, "I made that."
I made this. I made it, and it's good.
Yeah. This was also where, because we were confused, there was another thing on the kotatsu that we couldn't quite figure out.
Yeah, it was like a black object.
yeah,
near
we
the
thought-
It looks
oranges.
like a teapot.
Yeah,
maybe,
we thought
'cause he
maybe
had
it'd be the
a cup.
teapot. But the camera angle changed at this point, and we could see there was a phone with like a rotary phone with a green dial on it. And we're like, well, that's coming back later.
Cut to
A briefcase opening.
with vials of blood and small
Like there's
glass.
glass pipettes and stuff in the top,
Yeah.
and then there's like a sheet of paper
like
with
a
an
weird
eye symbol. It looks like an evil eye symbol because it's spiky.
Yeah, with a weird bottle of, like a glass bottle of, I'm going to assume
Blue?
holy water?
I'm going to call it blue.
Sure, blue.
And there's this exchange between these two people,
There's
one of whom we've met before
Scary Teeth Man.
from
Yeah.
episode 1, who has the black hat and the glasses, and he's got some real jacked up teeth.
And a blonde clown.
I'm gonna
Science
go
man.
mad scientist
I like to call him Clown Science Man.
to give you a visual on what this gentleman looks like. Yellow full body jumpsuit with black zip up just the front part.
Yeah, underneath a doctor's outfit, a scientist's lab coat.
Matching yellow large framed crazy glasses with no lenses, it seems.
Yep.
And then hair just around the perimeter of his head.
Yeah, because he's bald on
But
top.
extending out maybe 6
Very
inches
curly.
on every side.
Definitely. And bleach blonde.
Yeah.
So he's fun.
Well, they're also doing this in like a parking garage where
They're
in
in
the,
an elevator that's moving down.
yeah, but you
But-
can see like
Yeah.
for sale cars behind them, like the next building over or
Super
something.
weird, but like a good spot for villains to be hanging, I
Well,
guess.
you got to do your illegal demon summoning kit trades
Yeah, 'cause,
somewhere.
Bad Teeth Man hands him a blue vial and is like, all your dreams will come true, man. And Blonde Clown is very happy with this. And
Okay.
then there's fog and lights, and they disappear into the
I
darkness.
take it back. It was probably a drug trade, and Clown Man's gonna hallucinate later.
Cut to again, Akari at school, thinking deeply.
First, we've got Onari in the temple.
He wants
with
his monk
two
students.
side characters that are like, we're going to investigate stuff on our own. We're going to prove ourselves and be awesome.
It was a very
It
short,
was very short.
clip.
I was clearly
You-
not paying
you
attention.
And
may have
then
missed it.
Akari at school.
With off-brand Pink Panther music playing in the background.
I like that. I'm in favor of the Pink Panther music in the background for her.
Yeah, and a professor with a bunch of binders comes up and is like, "Hey, can you help me with something?" And then it just cut to her doodling on an iPad.
Saying that she found the epicenter of some downed power lines.
Yeah.
And then she just like looks up at a power pole. She's like, "I'm here. This is the spot." And then the cable just lets loose and swings towards her.
Then it closes up in on this sign that's being held by a Tanuki statue.
It said like Sonata Electronics.
You end up going inside.
Yeah.
And you find Mad Scientist inside.
with spooky ghost
With
friend.
this super weird ghost, a Ganma, I guess, who
Yeah.
imagine giant, shriveled, like yellow walnuts for hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
wearing like a deep V red jacket with
It's
yellow
like
piping.
purple with yellow lightning bolt piping.
Yep.
He's got that eyeball belt that looks angry.
Yes, very
Um,
angry.
And then his head,
Is a cone.
yeah, it's a cone. It kind of actually reminds me of like a game piece from like Sorry or whatever with the like little bulb on the top and then like this weird.
I was kind of thinking like
thing.
a modified sorting hat from Harry Potter.
yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah.
got that vibe to it, but again,
And
like
I think
a traffic
I
cone.
think it's supposed to be an insulator for a power line. But he's also got like this black veiny chest.
Which was very exposed because of his deep V jacket.
You gotta show off them veins, Kate.
My veins.
All the ghost girls are totally hot for him, I'm sure.
So
He'll-
he's there behind
he'll shock you.
Sonata, I guess, giving him the spark of inspiration to solve some sort of thing.
He wanted him to bypass a electrode or
He's like
Thing.
solving problems for him,
yeah.
right?
And
To
again,
make a teleporter.
teddy bears
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, there was one that was sitting in the middle of the device to be tested on with a butterfly mask on its face.
Maybe it was so the bear couldn't see what was going to happen to it.
That's kind of considerate, actually.
That's cute.
Maybe that's why everything there had like masks on them.
Still very sad.
So like the mannequin in the corner couldn't actually see what was going on.
Okay, so there were a lot of weird things in the background of this place. I still think it's the props area of some place.
For
some
examples, Corey noticed that there were some water pipes
Yeah, they're like
draped
just
in
big
Christmas
steel
lights.
water pipes.
show. Yeah.
There was a mannequin that Heather noticed wearing swimming goggles and a tutu.
It had I swear, on like a neck cord thing hanging from its neck, it had a plastic duckbill.
It had a tiara on top.
Yeah.
It did.
It
There
was
was
very
like
pretty.
half of a Roman column with like something on top, so it was being used as like a plinth. It was a very odd place to conduct
Yep.
science.
There was a children's playhouse. There was a bouncy castle.
Seems like a fun place.
an odd place.
Sonata goes to kick Akari out because she's in his grill, and at that moment, Onari and Takeru show up.
Yeah.
Because apparently Onari's investigations have paid off somehow.
His secret, I think he calls them secret investigators. I think he's talking about his monk students.
Yeah.
Then there's this weird thing where Clown Scientist says a quote. It's essentially a quote from Edison, but it's wrong. He's talking about how he needs his 1% inspiration or his 99% hard work won't pay off. And then Taco Time's all like, oh, do you mean like this Edison quote that says this? And Clown Guy is very happy because he's like, oh.
Come check out my Edison collection. And Takeru's like, is this an original Edison light bulb that you've just got here stored in a plexiglass box?
Yes, it's my lucky charm.
And then he just hands it to him. He's like, oh, this isn't old or special or anything. Here, you can hold it.
Yeah.
Just here's the bulb. No
Yeah.
protection, no nothing. Just,
He wants to be like Edison, essentially.
yeah.
And in the
For sure.
background, Akari's sitting there, like, moving her hand closer and closer to this arcing electric field.
Which seems really dumb given how her character should know better.
I think she was just curious. She's like, wait, there's science happening here. Let me touch
But
it.
it looks like she's kind of like a cat. She's, like, looking up at them, making sure they see her, and she's, like, moving her hand closer, and then she looks at them, and then she moves her hand a little closer and looks at them. And she's like, I'm waiting for them to tell me not to do it, but
They-
I'll do it.
They did.
And then they did.
They did.
Yeah. It's when we find out it's a teleportation device that he's working on.
But so he has the bulb, which we realize is going to be our item.
Oh, yeah.
So that was easy.
Yeah. And then Taco Time sees the ghost.
Who's hanging up on some catwalk thing.
He starts yelling at it, and of course everyone's just kind of confused because they can't see Ghost Man. He tries to tell the scientist that this ghost is just using him to make something probably evil, and the clown is just like, nope, I don't care as long as I get my inspiration. I don't need my life. It's all fine. And then Taco Time is all, no, you should really value your life. I don't know. He gave some sort of inspirational speech in his writing
and
stuff.
then he's like, no, it's time for beatdown. I must transform. And this time I noticed when he hit the icon, like this graphic of a G just pops out of it. You know, like when he hit the side.
It
It's
reminded
just
me
like
of
G.
G Fuel.
I'm sure the G is for ghost.
Oh, that makes more sense than what I was saying. So he goes, eyes open. It's me.
Watch this. Eyes open. It's me.
Go, ghost. Go. Ghost. So there's this whole fight scene.
It's a very short fight scene. They just
includes
Kool-Aid
lightning
Man
bolts.
through a wall. Oh yeah, that's
There were
true.
lightning bolts involved.
Yeah.
There's like fluorescent lights in the ceiling, and they all pop out of their slots and fall, and it's just an explosion everywhere.
Lots of lights and explosions and special effects.
They Kool-Aid Man through a wall.
The Kool-Aid Man, yeah.
Into a daycare park.
Playground thing.
But then Taco decides, wait, you know what worked last time? Is transforming to
Musashi.
Musashi, that's it. Yeah. And little ghost mascot is like, no, that's really bad. Don't do that. And he's like, nah, this is cool. I got it. So he transforms into Musashi with the 2 giant swords that won him the battle last time. And Ghost Friend is like, no, your swords, they conduct electricity. You're so screwed. And then, yeah, super dead. Because other Ganma electrocutes his swords and he dies.
You can see his skeleton.
You see
Yeah.
a skeleton flashing multiple times and it's amazing.
Yeah.
He's a ghost. Why does he have a skeleton?
I didn't even
he
think
doesn't
of
really
that.
have a body.
It's ghost skeleton, Corey.
It's so
Does that
spoopy.
mean when we die, our skeletons also become ghosts?
Look, Corey, when we die, our skeletons die too, and they stay with us forever.
Yo, this is too spoopy for me.
When he falls down too, there's like that weird bit of music that's just like,
disappointment.
yeah, like bum bum.
And then he just like carries himself back to the lab, and they're like, "Oh no, the crazy scientist has disappeared."
Yeah, and then Akari and Taco go for a little walk in the park.
Yeah.
And it's cute, and he sees these like young school kids come by, and he's like, I remember
I used to be so carefree.
a week ago.
But now I only have 95 days left, so
He gets real sad about it.
Yeah.
Also, I just had to point out that Akari was wearing these super cute little molecule
I
earrings.
think it might be like water, like a red ball, and
Two
then two
blue
little
ones.
white ones.
Oh, white ones. Yeah. It was super cute. I just thought that was a nice touch because she's a scientist girl.
Nerd.
Super nerd.
Yeah, they do a very short flashback to a test of courage in a graveyard that the two of them were on when they were kids.
And Tiny Taco Time has a little lantern, and
And he's like, don't be scared. It's fine.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, but I'm scared.
Yeah, they were really cute.
It was adorable.
She likes him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And then she pushes him into the fountain.
and
Yep.
it's only like 2 inches deep.
Yep. So he kind of falls in and goes, oh.
And then she just starts splashing water at him.
Yep. It was a cute little moment.
Yep.
Though. I thought it was adorable.
And then Taco Time goes back to the temple.
Yeah. Back to his like temple lab
And
house.
gets fired up.
Yeah, he gets super fired up and he's just like, I believe in myself.
He's like, I'm good.
And then he's sitting out there swinging a wooden practice sword in the yard.
The monk shows up and he's like, I've found the missing scientist. We gotta go. And they run off.
Something tells me he'll be the most useful later for getting information. Because Sage is just like, I just know crap. And then Akari's like, I don't believe anything that's going on.
Yeah,
And
she's
then-
gonna have to go
and
through a
then
turning
Onari's like,
point.
leave it to me. And then he actually produces results.
The clowns with the ghost.
So
There's
they run
big
off to like
machines.
an electric transformation station.
Where the scientist is working.
Yeah.
And he's doing some stuff there.
Yeah.
He's relocated his teleportation project to this electric themed location.
Yeah, and then he turns on a thing and then this giant eye in the sky shows up.
Yeah. A giant, dark,
Like-
scary looking hole.
The same one we saw on the piece of paper, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same symbolism throughout the entire show, but it's a giant, like,
It's
dark.
the evil spiky eye instead of the nice smooth
Exactly.
eye that's the logo. But I think Urasen shows up and is just like, hey, that's a gamma hole. That's where gamma come from.
We all come from holes, Corey.
And then Sonata's like, oh, I didn't mean for this to happen. This isn't teleportation. What the hell is going on? I can't stop this.
But Taco Time's like, let me give you a pep talk.
yeah.
You can totally...
You got
be like
this.
Edison.
Don't even worry about it. And then little ghost mascot friend comes up and basically just says, what are you waiting for?
yeah.
Well, what happens when he gives him the inspiring message about
Mm.
being Thomas Edison? It's the Thomas Edison light bulb that the man has taken with him on his adventure.
What's his
Didn't
lucky
pack
charm?
clothing
course.
or anything. He just bought this little
I wouldn't leave my lucky
cute,
charm
Very
like that.
fragile.
little light bulb thing, and the light bulb glows, and his head glows at the same time.
Yeah.
That was odd.
So then Taco transforms, and then the
Yeah.
ghosts fight. Go, 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 ghost. Go, go, go. And then Edison is summoned. We say it's Edison. It's like
Well,
soul of Edison,
yeah.
spirit of
Jacket.
Edison.
I like to think of these as their jackets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
just
jacket of
clothing they
Edison.
might have worn.
So then Taco gets shot with lightning. Like a lightning bolt.
And then the Ganma jumps at the Edison jacket and disappears with it.
And then comes back as a giant electric mechanical insect bug thing with like a fire butt, maybe.
They
and,
combined powers,
like,
sort of.
laser stuff on its back.
No, when I Wonder Twin Powers, I don't become a giant CG bug.
No. But then that giant mechanical bug creature thing stole Akari.
Yeah.
And then just
blasted
bolted through the roof.
Yeah, that was amazing. Then suddenly we're outside.
Yep.
Following this mechanical bug.
Akari is being held invisibly in the air as the bug flops along the road. And then Taco Time is pursuing on his motorcycle.
Which he then just magically pulls a gun out of. Like,
Yep.
no storage. But just, boom, here's a gun. I'm gonna shoot you now.
He does. He shoots the bug. The bug shoots back.
Akari falls into the road.
From a building that the bug is climbing up. And then out of nowhere
This
comes
is the best.
a ghost pirate ship.
But also with the face and arms of a dinosaur.
Yep.
Its name is Captain Ghost.
Yes.
And it
Captain
saves
Ghost.
Akari from death.
We're still a little unsure about, like, did the
It's-
mascot bring it? Did it just get summoned?
Urisen's riding it.
Yeah, so sure.
We're pretty sure the mascot at least brought the ship the first time. It's flying around. It's got this super scary face.
And tattered sails. And Urisen
I mean, it's a
says
ghost ship.
says it belongs to you. It's yours.
And the mascot casually suggests to Taco, maybe you should link up with this thing.
And
Literally.
Taco Time's like, I don't know what you mean, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
And he like hops on his bike and then drives off, and then it like goes ahead of him and splits in two, and he drops in from above on his bike, and then it like absorbs his bike while flipping out to become a giant lizard thing.
Doubles in size, potentially triples in size.
It very much looks like an iguana.
And yeah, his bike is like mounted in the middle of it, so he kind of looks like he's riding this thing.
It's green mostly, except for some black parts. The front wheel of the bike is like under its
the
chin,
iguana's neck.
and
it's very
then
mechanical looking.
I've never it has I know the iguana has like razor sharp claws, but it also has like these super spiky teeth
For no reason.
to bite crime ghosts. I don't know.
And also,
To bite crime ghosts.
for size reference, I think we figured out this thing was about 15 feet tall and like 20 feet long in some shots because the size changed depending on where they were fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like on the street, it was like 15 feet tall, and then they like jump up onto a roof to continue fighting with the mechanical bug, and it's like 4 feet tall. And then it was like 6 feet tall. It got messy. But they're on the top of a building,
Yeah,
and mechanical bug and iguana taco ghost ship, they're fighting. They're
They
battling.
battle, and then the
It's
iguana
intense.
Captain Ghost bites the bug in the butt and lifts it up, and then shakes it around and then tosses it to a nearby building.
See, I told you, it's to bite crime ghosts. Clearly.
And then Taco Time just dismounts it, and he's like, "Yeah, thanks," and he like salutes it, and then it just like hops
Jumped.
off.
Yeah. Yeah, at first it was just kind of like, oh, I guess that's done. But they're still fighting in the background.
The
so
mechanical
it's
bug
fine.
and the iguana are just fighting on the top of another building, kind of on their own. But Taco won, and he's stoked.
So what I really like about this next part is that the mascot character just tells Taco he needs to close that hole by pulling the trigger 4 times.
Although he has to summon the optic orb.
Yeah.
But literally, he says, "Close the optic hole, pull the trigger 4 times." It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
do
like-
that
it's
then.
just like,
That's
yeah,
fine.
all right, I'll do
And-
that. And then he just like
Yeah.
pulls it, and the belt blinks 4 times.
And the trigger, for those who forget, is on the side of his eye belt Walkman plastic fanny
Ripcord.
pack ripcord deal. And so he just pulls this trigger 4 times, and a bunch of symbols flash across the front of it, landing finally on the Edison symbol.
Did it? I don't remember.
I was not watching,
missed
but
that.
I believe you.
Oh, it would make sense.
Yeah, it landed and it turned yellow, and then it went.
Whee! And then a giant icon popped out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Taco is way too-
Omega drove it into the gamma hole. He closes the gamma hole.
Yeah.
And it looks across the street, and there is Captain Ghost still fighting the enemy gamma, which he like totally wrecks and like just drops on the street below, jumps after it. There's an explosion, like just this giant fireball out of nowhere, and the jacket pops off of the enemy gamma, and then up atop the building in the distance, there is Takeru giving his threatening speech to the enemy who could probably not hear him.
Oh, right. This is where I wrote down how much Taco Time really loves giving out speeches and inspiration.
Inspirational pep talks.
Yeah.
It's kind of his jam.
And where we finally agreed that they were probably fighting in a refinery.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like semi-industrial. There's a lot of tanks and pipes
Yeah.
and stuff.
But then he gets a hold of the Edison jacket.
He
at
summons
this
the
point.
Edison jacket. He's like, "Yo, you and me, Edison, we gonna do this."
Yeah, we jacket bros. And the jacket goes into his eye belt.
He
and turns
jumps
into an
off
icon.
the building and transforms with it at the same time.
Which
As
was
he's just like slowly floating down.
gutsy. Because what if it didn't happen and he smashed on the ground?
He can fly.
Forgot about that little detail.
Could you imagine? You're going to transform into Edison and you expect to not look like an old man?
That's fair. So then out pops the icon from his belt.
So the ghost is talking about how humans are only meant for tools and they're not like a great thing,
And
and
Taco Time is like, "No, human beings are not tools."
we're special and everybody's souls are burning bright things.
And then the enemy electrocutes him and all the buildings nearby, and he's doing like little rolls in the street to dodge the energy beams, and then he like gets zapped, and then one of them hits his horns.
Yeah, he's got, like,
antenna
double
things.
horns.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
He pulls out his sword, takes part of it off, puts something back on to make it a gun, shoots the electricity.
Transfers the electricity from his antenna to the gun, and then he's like, Omega shot, and then he shoots the dude.
Then the jacket, his jacket, the Ganma's jacket, because he's wearing that cool low deep V jacket we were talking about, pops off of him.
Right.
And then he looks like a featureless black suit, like
Yeah.
Taco Time looks without an icon.
I think at this point in the episode, I was so confused with everything that was happening, I just stopped taking notes. I was
Potentially.
like, I don't
just
know what's
overload.
going on. Yeah,
There was
I mean,
a lot going on.
Yeah, my senses were a
That's
little
when
overloaded.
the Ganma's icon shattered and he died.
Right.
He's just gone
Okay.
now. And then we're shown to the pretty boy again.
Oh yeah, ugly teeth and pretty boy.
Yeah, they're
I-
watching.
Bad teeth is plotting with Hottie. That is my notes for that.
Bad teeth is plotting with Hottie.
I have Bad Boy and Teeth Man.
I have pretty boy and black cat we're watching.
I mean, we're all pretty much on the same page with that one.
Pretty boy's not happy. He thinks this was a bust.
And Teeth Man's like, ha ha ha, I learned things.
Yeah, and then they just like peace out.
Okay, so then they're at the lab, and the mad scientist is looking at the Edison icon, and he's very, very impressed by it. But he hands it to Taco Time. He's like, you can have this.
Then it cuts back to them at the temple.
Yeah,
At the
they're
temple
having,
house.
They're having a hangout planning meeting.
And then Akari, because she fell, she's got her arm all wrapped up and like a little headband.
And Onari's
on.
mocking her.
Yeah, which is kind of rough.
And then he like spits tea at her.
I mean, I think he laughed and then did like a
Was it-
spit take all
Yeah,
over her.
Joke or something? I don't know.
It wasn't very funny. It was not a funny joke.
It was a short interstitial just to show you that the characters are okay and they're doing their thing.
And then
She's not okay. She was badly hurt.
She is going to be okay.
But then Taco goes downstairs to like his little living quarters, the lab and the temple and stuff.
Yeah, he's looking for Gramps.
And Gramps is gone.
Yeah.
He can't find Gramps, but what is left on his Kotatsu is
Tiny phone.
the tiny phone.
It's much smaller than we expected when he picked it up.
They're not good with keeping size consistent in this program.
I've never seen a rotary phone that small.
It's like a quarter the size I would expect a rotary phone to be.
Well, like when he picked up the receiver,
Yeah.
he flipped one side down so it would extend enough past his face
It
to
was like
talking to
A
it.
flip rotary phone?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
and
With,
and
like,
Gramps
green
answers.
ghost stuff on it.
Yeah.
Gramps answers.
It's an
and he's-
answering machine.
Oh, is it? I thought he answered
I
and
thought
was
he
like
actually
super angry.
answered.
No, he answered like it was just an answering machine. It's just like, I'm too busy to talk.
Oh, see, I thought
okay.
Gramps was just being harsh AF. I thought he was
Yeah.
just being super rude.
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
no, as far as I could tell, Taco Time couldn't actually contact him.
that makes
Oh,
more
okay.
sense.
Like, that is
Okay.
the method to contact Gramps.
Right.
But
Because then he hangs up and he looks a little disheartened.
Yep.
But then he goes back upstairs to talk to his two buddies.
Yeah, he looks at. I think he looks in a mirror or something. He looks in like a very specific direction, very determined.
He looks at the calendar and he just has this moment and he kind of like turns around to his buddies and he's like, I've made a decision.
I'm gonna be a ghost hunter.
Oh man, and the monk super happy. Science girl not so happy,
Yeah, she's not thrilled about it.
but she's very much gonna stick around just to prove him wrong.
She also like loves him
Oh, clearly.
Which Inari bugs her about. It's like,
all the time.
oh man, you know what would really, really help your situation with Taco Time is if you actually told him how you feel.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, but then they set up a sign.
A business to help them along their ghost hunting quest.
It's like, yo, you got problems with paranormal activity? Come to us.
Yep, they
You
are
can trust
now-
us. We live in a temple.
They are now ghost detective hunters.
And so are the two side characters.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, because they were there and also happy.
Kamen Rider Ghost Agency.
I
we
mean,
solve paranormal problems.
it makes sense because you're looking for ghosts anyways. You have 95 days, probably 94 days by this point. And
Yeah.
you're like, I need to get in contact with as many ghosts as possible. I need their souls.
I mean, it worked out this time, so this seems to be a good method.
So if you're like, bring your ghosts to me, come to me for all your ghost troubles, I think that's a pretty good business model because it's less like going out.
Most businesses are about getting money.
I just want souls.
We don't know that they're not going to charge. I mean, they probably won't.
If you
But-
bring us a soul, it's free.
Yeah. If you bring Ghost Soul, we do
You
for
have
free.
a special connection to the object owned by a hero. Bring it over.
I would think that they would look through this hero book and find all the hero names and maybe make a list
Oh,
or
wow,
something.
that's smart.
Right?
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
It's like, here we have this ready-made list of heroes.
They could, they could look through some museums to find if there are exhibits
Go
in
to
town.
private collectors.
Private
What about
collectors.
the internet?
I don't know that the internet exists in this world. It does, but I don't
No,
know that it does.
that calendar said like
She was using
2015
an
on
iPad
it, wasn't
with
it?
like Google Maps on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so the
so
internet
internet
has to
exists.
exist. So why don't you just Google like Go Ask
Like,
Souls
it wouldn't-
icon dealership?
Hero.
It wouldn't be uncommon for like the temple to not have a computer. The monk probably doesn't know how to use the internet.
I mean, hit up
But
a library.
Akari is a student with access to student
Yeah,
labs.
and
but
an iPad.
She doesn't believe them. So she's not going to help.
No, she's all science
And love.
and just love.
Science and love.
Also the best.
Akari. I hope that's how she answers. It leaves all of her
Science and
notes.
love, Akari.
I would leave that as my calling card for my ghost crimes.
Science and love, Hodor.
She signs off all of her emails.
Please send me emails now.
Okay, I will put that in my email thing.
Next time I text you, I'm
Ah.
gonna sign it.
Yeah, but then
Science
Science
and
and love,
Kate.
Kate.
they celebrate because they put up this sign, and then they mention that there's 13 more icons, 94 days.
I mean, they're making pretty good progress.
Yeah, like it's been
It's been 5 days.
5 days.
And they've already got 2.
I don't know what that works out to.
I mean, that seems good.
I mean, are they ahead of schedule?
I mean, they need one every 3 days.
Yeah,
so they're behind schedule.
they're
Wait.
behind schedule by like a day.
Does that math work?
I don't know.
It took like 5 days for them to get this one.
Kate's gonna
I
calculate out
literally
some
have
math.
a calculator here.
Yeah,
I don't quite know how this math is going to work.
So 99 days.
I got the answer 6.6, but I don't know what that means.
So probably every 6 days.
So I'd say
Yeah, he's on
in
schedule.
6 days he's right on schedule.
We believe in taco time.
He's going to give me an inspirational pep talk.
I believe he will give an inspirational pep talk every episode.
An inspirational Pepe talk.
Pepe talk.
Where you get those inspirational pepes.
The rarest
At taco
inspirational
time.
Pepe.
You get them at taco time with your meal. It's free, just
It's
like
on
Smiles
the-
at McDonald's.
It's on the sides menu. One inspirational Pepe. And on that bombshell.
We should probably wrap this up.
Thank you for tuning in to Ghostwatch 2016. I'm Coriander Dickinson.
I'm Heather Deary.
And I'm Kate Stark.
We'll see you next time, people.
Bye.
Go, go. Go, go,
Go,
ghost.
go,
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 go, go,
ghost,
ghost,
go,
ghost, ghost.
Ghost.